chick that you see Rhett and Scarlett feeding came out of this nest, and in parallel they have already started a new nest. That was Scarlett. And I took this video about 4 days before the chicks fledged, and there was already an egg in the new nest. And that's not unusual. They start a new one before the female starts incubating a new clutch while the male finishes up feeding the babies that have fledged. But I noticed that Rhett was acting pretty confused about this new nest, so I thought I better kind of take a look at it. I wasn't really paying that much attention because they hadn't started incubating yet, and they were still feeding, so everything was fine. But now I know why. That's what you guys done. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Is that all? The nest was so chock full of eggs, there was no way really they could cover them. And I think that was what was confusing Rhett. So I looked at them under a light and I picked out 5, which is the normal clutch size, that might be viable. I don't know how long they've been sitting in there not being incubated. They can for a while. And we'll see. They may decide to sit. They may decide to abandon. And in any case, they are the current babies are about 6 days from being fully independent. And if they have not already started another clutch, then mom and dad and the babies are going to go down to support the breeding program of a friend of mine down in Florida. And he has a YouTube channel called Paradise Aviary. It's an excellent channel, really good content, really organized well for being truly informational, as opposed to mine that I just kind of mishmash whatever's happening into the updates. So I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. But he has a real breeding program down there. He loves his firefinches, and he needs some new genetics. And I feel terrible constantly going to battle with Rhett and Scarlett, trying to keep them from having too many clutches. If you've been following the channel at all, you know that I've tried dummy eggs. They cottoned on to that in a hurry. I took all the nesting material out of the aviary, cleaned it thoroughly, every little scrap, and then they made a nest out of moss. I pulled the moss out of the aviary. Then they made a nest in the egg food dish. So I pulled them out of the aviary, put them in the cage. They still tried to nest in a dish. Then I had to turn the lights off, so they had to live in the dark. And finally that put them into a mold. And then just earlier this year, like in February, I moved them back into the aviary, and the very first day Rhett was already collecting nesting materials. And here's one of the babies from that effort. So after this clutch, I would have to put them back into jail again for another year. And that just feels like that's not the right thing to do. So I know they'll be very, very well taken care of and loved. You can probably tell I'm trying to talk myself into this a little bit, but I really do think it's the right thing for them. Well, I've all but decided, but in any case, whatever babies come out of this clutch and the next clutch, they will for sure be going down to Florida. That much I can say. Thanks for watching.